back. This is part 2 of Cat and Rich. I don't want to hold you up anymore. You got to listen to this. This is a great conversation. We dive deep. And at the end, there's a live performance. So jump right in. Part 2, Cat London, Rich Aveo. Enjoy. BaDumBizz.
And
Well,
all they're doing is this.
That's what I was just about to say. This is why I like you guys, because of the standard we were talking about. Like that, it's honesty.
Yeah,
And
it really
it's very
is.
core, right? We're trying to be honest to what we're trying to do.
Yes.
So anyway, even though we're kind of doing a bit, and that was fun. That shit exists. You're
It
absolutely
does.
right.
It really
and it's
does.
It's not that honest because you're kind of
Correct.
like, I mean, look, like you're kind of playing. You're kind of pulling one over on people.
I couldn't agree more.
It
You know?
depends on where you're creating from, because I think some people, I could see me if I didn't know YouTube folks who are just absolutely fucking criminals at your instruments. If I found that patch on my own keyboard, just goofing around my basement, and I was like super into yoga and stuff, which I am very much into yoga, but not like that much, I'd be like, I'm going to put this out because I'm still a singer-songwriter, but I'm going to put this out.
Right.
And like, I'm going to feel it's excellent and it's just amazing. But people who are like really good at their instruments are like, anyone can do that in 5 seconds. So where does worth come from, I guess, is my question.
Is it like an intention thing?
Is
or
it
an
is it behind your
execution thing?
intention? If you have excellent intention, does that mean it's a masterpiece, or is it because of how technically sound it is?
Yeah, I think there's an unwritten, not unwritten, but it's like this spiritual part of it all where, you know those masterclass things?
And this is my masterclass.
No, I'm actually gonna speak to that for a sec.
boy.
You know the masterclass things that pop up?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it's Dead Mouse, the
Oh,
EDM
really?
dude. I think it's him. If it's not him, it's somebody like that. And he's doing a masterclass on EDM production. And I saw the trailer for it. I watched the trailer, and he said, like, one of the sins of EDM is pulling up a standard patch.
Yes.
And just going, where's your stuff?
He's
here?
doing
Hold
it
up.
right now.
Standing, pulling up a, I don't know what this is, but.
Perfect.
And
Ooh, I
going-
like that. Right.
And acting as though you.
That. Make
can't
it
stop
stop.
it.
Make
You
it
can't stop
stop.
We've come too far.
It's forever. We've gone too
love you,
far.
Mom.
Literally just
Dad.
said the same thing.
But yeah, right. So to that effect, I think it's not a masterpiece when you just stumble across this kind of
Right.
thing that someone else has already created. That's really just supposed to be an inspirational tool, and you're using it as your final product.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying?
But also at the same time, if it's a meditation thing or it's a yoga class
Sure.
thing, I mean,
That's
like
always
if
the
you
same
know
shit
your goal
anyway.
is straight up, like I just need something to kind
Yeah.
of get into the mood. It gets me in the mood.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when I'm in that mood,
It's not the focus.
my voice is like I'm kind of like, oh, fine, sure, fine,
Yeah,
fine,
yeah.
but don't sell your music or don't put it up on Spotify or something
agree.
like that. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
agree, man.
Like that's where I have a problem with it, but. Yeah, if it doesn't reach a certain standard, though,
Yeah.
if Tom York wouldn't listen to it and go, if Tom York would go like, this is crap, you know what I mean? Like you could totally hear him going, or somebody with a standard who has the what's the word? Fuck, who has the they've earned their
Like a track record.
their opinion.
Right.
Their opinion is worth something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then sure,
Which though takes me into an interesting place, because what about sampling? Right?
Yeah,
Like,
we could talk about
I'll
that.
tell you
Very
one thing real
confusing.
quick.
Yeah.
Years ago, when I first got my MacBook and I was screwing around on Logic,
Oh, here we go.
there's a standard
Don't we play it?
standard
You're
Apple
talking
drum
about
loop.
Umbrella?
Yes.
Okay.
And I remember just going through these things.
Can I play it?
Psst.
Play it, yeah.
Turn the snares on.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. Yo. No clouds in
I
my
mean,
stone,
Jesus
right?
Christ, right? It was there, right?
It was
just
right there.
Yeah.
Just a 4-bar.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wait. Like, I remember just toggling through. And then I remember being disappointed
Yes.
that a song that I liked, and I'm just talking about my own
great beat.
visceral reaction, I liked that song when
I
it
like
came
that
out on the
too.
radio. I actually really liked
it too.
Same.
I still kind of like it.
Yeah.
I was let down to
course you
find
were.
out
And
that it was
your
an
v-
Apple loop.
Your
course you were.
visceral
Why?
reaction is
Why?
correct.
Why?
I think music is all about the spirit, and I think we know at the end of the day what's horseshit and what's not horseshit. And one could say, well, I hope the guy who made that sample got paid. Did he get paid?
Certainly
and you
did
could
not.
say, well, he got paid to sample.
We probably got
But-
paid by Apple.
by
couple of
Apple to
royalty
sample.
points or something.
Probably got
So
bought
in
out.
a way, contractually, and this is not my point, got paid for that. It was used in a hefty
commercial
creative way,
way.
commercial way.
Yep.
Now you could say, well, the guy accepted his fate. He sold his soul to the sampling anyway. And you know what happens to samples? They wind up in hit songs. Or you could be like, what the fuck with this music industry now? Why does it have to come to that?
No wonder though why, and this is speaking as a drummer, but no wonder why like drummers who have who have been making their income recording on tracks. No wonder why, and it's hard work. So you can't talk shit about them.
Right.
But no wonder why they're doing sample packs
Right.
of them.
Yeah.
No joke, having to do 20-inch cymbal, Zildjian,
Yep.
Didn't Ride, loud. And we have to wait until
And you have
this
to wait till
dies
the
out.
final ring goes out.
Okay. Hey, Chuck, you got to do that again, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Move the mic,
They
move the
do
mic.
that with everything. They do that with a snare. They do that with the
Yep.
rim click, the hi hat. You know, that
Just one shots.
That takes life out of you. I think too. I actually think doing that is such hard work
Good God.
to But however, it makes sense as to why. Like, okay, well, you know what though? If I'm gonna do they're probably doing a bunch of loops just like that to try to get picked up to be put on a track. But at the same time, it's like, you know what though? Like there are so many people making beats now. They could do it from their fucking phone and
I know.
upload it, right? So I guess in their minds, like, you know what? These are real sounds. They're created in a great studio with great mics, with great equipment. Let me just make like just the sample of the hit, and then maybe I'll sell it as a pack, and then maybe somebody really likes. This guy played on John Mayer's album, multiple John Mayer album. If they go, I love the drums on that John Mayer album.
Yeah.
Who's that guy? Oh,
Yeah. How'd
he get that sound?
Aaron Sterling. Oh, he has a sample pack. Let's buy it. I want those sounds. Boom.
Sure.
So there you go. Now,
Sure.
does he make like
I've purchased sample packs
a
before.
killing?
He doesn't make as much
but-
as if he than if he were to collaborate with that artist who's now using them. Correct.
Yeah. However, he got his foot in the door with that artist, though, maybe, or the person
don't you kind
who's
of
producing
feel-
for that artist. For
Don't
sure.
you kind of feel that's like the equivalent of like fucking Michelangelo doing caricatures at Great Adventure? Like,
It's hard to say, man.
you know?
At least he
It's
got
hard to
noticed
say.
by Great Adventure, where now there's more people.
Yeah, but more
I-
people,
but
nothing.
you
You're not
know
getting
what? I
paid
agree.
by the caricature.
Yeah.
But you know what, though?
Yeah,
You're getting
I
minimum
agree.
dollar from some corporation that's going,
It's
just
hard-
do caricatures for 6
Yeah,
hours.
but the industry changes so much.
yeah.
It's
I think
unpredictable, and
it's unpredictable-
Would I do that? No,
Because
Right.
absolutely not.
it's gotten to such a desperate stage because technology has so many allowances now that the first guy who put a sample package together, now everybody's like, wait a second, Jim just put a sample pack and he sold it for $1,000. Now everybody's doing that. Now people are spoiled, and sample packs are way better to get than an actual drummer because real drummers are expensive. I think we're in such the music business is got itself in such a desperate landscape now. We got to get out of it, but I don't know if we're going to get out of it because technology is
It's
just
gonna be-
getting cooler.
I think
It's
it's
going to
a-
be fine.
I think
it's
it's
going
a
to be
It'll
fine.
be
dangerous
fine.
slope, though.
I think here's why I think it's going to be fine.
Yes.
The amount of people who are removing they're getting rid of their cable bill, all right, because they're streaming content.
Right.
Yeah.
That streaming content is Netflix, Hulu, blah, 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 YouTube, though, and Twitch and stuff like that, like those, right? So they're watching content where, and we were just talking about this, we had lunch. We were talking about professional video gamers who stream themselves playing a fucking video game.
Right.
Now, check this out. We can't get people to pay $10 for our I shouldn't say me. You have an EP. You have a CD. You have multiple
You
things.
do too,
right?
though. We sell our record together that you played on.
Sure. Yeah, it's hard to get people to pay the $10 for that.
Yeah.
There's something about like
Something
wait,
about-
they go in their mind. You could see it. You don't even have to. You see it on their face.
You
Like,
can see it on their face.
you want me to pay? You want me to pay $10 for music?
Which is
can't
wild.
compute.
I could just stream it for free on
Yeah.
Spotify or
Right.
whatever, or on you. I could go. Somebody ripped it on YouTube. I can just do it. You know. So okay, so they don't want to pay $10 for something that now you could spend, if it's an album, a full album, 12 songs, even an EP, 6 songs, you can spend thousands of dollars. You can even break, 5 digits, like get into the tens of thousands of dollars, just trying to record this content.
Oh, for sure.
Correct.
Right?
It's funny. Streaming got cheaper for the audience, but recording has gotten crazy expensive.
The time to be in a studio. The time to be in a studio.
Studio time is wild.
Studio time is more expensive probably than ever, but because of those reasons, like they have to pay for their facility, which you know, it makes sense. But like we now have the ability though to be in each other's living rooms, basically, right? We can, so with podcasting and video with the video that they do with Joe Rogan, you could you know, so we want to be closer to the people creating the content, right? That's essentially what people are telling us by what they're consuming. So that's interesting, right? So like the point that you made though, you think that we're never going to get out of it. The way out of it isn't through the standard musical protocol. Because you don't want to go backward. You want to. Media is merging with other medias.
Yes.
So there's a reason why. I don't know. I feel like there's a reason why a podcast used to just be an audio recording of people talking or an interview, but now it's like this visual conversation hangout.
Yes.
Of people that you respect, who like each other and are trying to promote themselves.
Yeah.
And
it's fun to watch their personalities.
It's not put on.
No.
Yeah, it's very indirect
it's
too,
because
they're not even promoting
authentic
anything.
talk
they have
show.
no idea what's going to happen. Maybe they edit things out, but if you're watching a comedic podcast, or here I'll name people like Ben Shapiro, or if you got I guess the Young Turks do their thing too. Like you have actual politically minded people who have these conversations. You know, and then maybe they have like, I remember seeing a thing of the Young Turks. It was like Cenk Uygur, I guess his name is, and Sam Harris having a heated debate on religion or something. You know what I mean? Like it's an honest conversation, and it got heated, almost argumentative. But like people love to see that because it's real. So anyway, the whole big thing I'm trying to get to is, if you get more authentic and more to the real, then that's what people want. But musicians haven't figured it out yet. Well, I really don't think so.
I think you're onto something very powerful in that you brought to mind as you were speaking. Because if you track, we like to sit in our modern world, and because of technology, it's real easy to say, hey, well, look, the industry's changing, right? Like we all sort of accept that adage as a truth. Everything's changing, and if you don't evolve, you devolve, right? And all you could, whatever meme quote you can add them all to that. But if you track everything back, really, the consumer, what they're after is a voyeuristic experience.
Yeah.
And if you take it back to way before this technology, I'm an old head. When I was in college, one of my favorite things to do, because I had no fucking friends, was to walk around New York City on my breaks and just go to the record stores and just shuffle through the records and shuffle through the CDs, and then buy a CD based on what the cover looked like, based on what the song titles were, because you couldn't listen to every CD.
Yep.
And I would take it home, and my favorite thing to do was put a pair of headphones on and then open up the goddamn booklet and look at the photos of the band and read the lyrics. And that was me almost peeking in.
What's interesting
subscribing to
about
a channel
that,
on YouTube.
Watching a podcast of just a conversation.
I just want to know how far we're going to get, because I think we've already gotten too far. You were a kid. Yes, that's as close to the backstage experience as you were going to get without buying a ticket. Now let's say you bought the ticket to the concert. Now you're in front of them, watching the band play front and center. That's the closest you're going to get to the backstage experience, unless you're actually backstage. Let's say you actually get a backstage pass. You get to meet them for 10 minutes, and that's it. And they're not really in their full regalia yet. They're like, oh, nice to see you, kid. You know, this was a little sponsored thing by I don't know, Apple. They brought you back here.
Yeah.
That's the closest you're going to get to being their friend. is being backstage for 10 minutes. Now that everybody has Instagram, we're allowed into these people's lives on a deeper level as far as opinions are concerned, because that's what's shared on podcasts and YouTube and whatnot. Now we're in their freaking living room. Whereas all that other shit that I just mentioned was enough. What's the next thing? What do you have to be in my bedroom?
No, but I was actually trying to approach that, because I think earlier when you started to talk, I said out loud, I was like, it's a dangerous slope. And then the more you talked, I'm like, maybe not.
Yeah,
because
I think it fixes itself.
Because
I don't think audiences want that, though.
No, but I think they do.
I think they want something else that is generates itself as being let in on a personal level. They want something else.
But
that's not being satiated, but they think it is.
But I don't think it's necessarily more, because I don't think it's like,
I agree.
oh, well, I got to meet Lady Gaga backstage. Hey, guess what? She doesn't really shape her hair into a bow.
Right.
Guess what? She doesn't actually wear meat dresses when she goes to
you
bed.
Don't, and you don't go, I'm good. Now I don't have to listen to
And
Lady Gaga
nor
anymore.
do you say, now I need to see her naked if I'm going to finally get to see it. I don't think satiating or being satiated comes with more inside information. I think it just comes with additional information. I think the more they get to know her, the more they satiate that voyeuristic mystery that I think everybody's after.
A performer, an artist, a creator, a content creator right now has expanded to folks who don't pick up an instrument, to folks who don't maybe edit videos on their MacBook or something like that. It's just they pick up their camera and take selfies or videos.
Yeah,
and
very self-ingratiating, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they literally are, I just got out of my yoga class,
Oh,
and they're talking to their fans. We can make fun of that. Yeah, we can make fun of that all we want.
Yeah.
We can go and we can trash them, right? I think, though, eventually, there are people that are that want to be that.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then there are people who know, I don't fucking want to be that. I just want to absorb the content, though. Mm-hmm. And if I have to, I really like this podcast, or I really like this YouTube channel, because the person creating it seems honest, it seems like real. It's actually helpful, maybe. Yeah, and if I have a chance to actually to keep this going, if I have a chance to pay to help them keep it going, because I like it so much, because I love consuming it, I'm going to go to their Patreon and pay the $5 a month or something like that. Mm-hmm. So the people who want to be in the spotlight, eventually, the ones who just want the fans, I think people are going to go, well, what are you offering me?
Yeah.
If you're a hot woman and that's you're a model, this Insta model,
right,
and that's what you offer, well, what happens in 10 years when you're not 22 years old,
or when Instagram isn't a thing
old,
anymore,
right?
Or we've moved on from that, right?
There's a phrase two phrases I kind of came up with years ago, and I never forget them, and I say them ad nauseum to Kat all the time.
I don't remember them.
You will. One of them is quality wins in the end.
Yes,
absolutely,
dude. I don't care who has 3, 4, 5 million followers on Instagram.
That shit's bought anyway.
But whatever it is, even if it's hard earned, because look, nothing in life comes free. Even that shit, even viral success, you had to do something to catalyze that, right? Like, so you did some kind of work to get that result, and I'll shake your hand in respect for that work that you did. Can you keep doing it?
Yep.
And can you keep upping the ante to bring the quality to these people who fell in love with you for something to begin with? Yep. If the answer is no, you're going to fall. You're going to fall from the damn tree.
Eventually, yeah. Right,
Because there's no real substance or quality or even passion behind it.
I think there's a reason why people like Brad Pitt and Matt Damon, Leo DiCaprio, and then I'll go with female actors. What's her name? She's an older
Nicole Kidman.
Meryl Streep. There we go.
Okay.
But Nicole Kidman too.
Sure.
And even what's that? Amy.
Not the comic.
Oh man, she was in the Fighter. Was that the fight with Christian Bale and
Oh,
what's her name? Amy something. I forget her name.
it's like a
She's a great
simple
actress.
last name, right?
Yeah,
like
it is,
why
it is.
can't I
forget her
place
last
her name?
Whitaker. I just
Sure.
made a guess.
Yeah.
She's great. She's fantastic, right? So anyway,
Dang it
you
all.
have these actors, actresses. Okay, they're winning awards and shit because they're putting on great performances. Period. And the scripts that the scripts that they're in that were written for that whatever the movies, the cinematography, those moments captured are of a quality.
Yeah, it's
They're-
a whole box of
There's-
quality.
I mean, if Brad Pitt were all looks, we wouldn't be talking about him.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
Fully
Right?
agree, man.
So I mean,
I
if
fully agree.
and I'm trying to think of an actress who's like dynamite hot, but is also a fantastic
Backs it up.
actress. Like fantastic.
There's a million of them.
I'm
I
trying to
mean,
think. Like,
I'm a Liv Tyler fan for some reason.
okay.
But I think she's a very interesting actress who has a very interesting look.
that Alicia Vikander or something. She was Tomb Raider. I mean, like
sure.
that movie. You know, I mean, that's not her best, but she was that. She was in that movie where she was a robot, and it was about robots. A guy, whatever. Anyway, she was awesome. She's a great actress, but she's also like stunning. You know what I mean? So now, in 10 years, do I think we're going to still be talking about her? I think so, because based on the track record of you have to offer something that we're not getting. Period. And it might be just keeping a standard of acting alive. That might be enough for acting. Now in music, I know because I know we're musicians. That's where we started. But like, eventually, this fashion and fanciness of this music industry, where the Drakes, the Rihannas. I'll even throw her in there. I mean, she's amazing, but Beyonce.
I thought the Drakes were an indie band of some sort. And I was like,
The
I am
Drakes,
so
that's funny.
uncool.
That's
Oh
so
my
funny.
God.
The Kanyes, right? And we can keep
Yeah.
going
Oh,
here.
yeah, you can pluck them out
What's
of
the
the
guy
sky.
from Maroon 5? Like
Adam
that guy.
Levine,
Adam Levine,
Pitbull, all these guys.
Pitbull's a great example, right? So in 30 years, are the people who are looking back on the last 3 decades, what are they gonna pick as truly valuable music to the culture in the time of now? Like truly. Now we're gonna be talking about musicologists and some sort of journalists, maybe, right? Are they gonna pick Adam Levine? Are they gonna pick Rihanna? Are they gonna pick Kanye?
Well, people who
Correct.
I'm not saying they won't,
are
by
very
the way, but
Sure.
very heady with their music are not going to pick the pop stations. But I will say the majority of the world will be talking about all those aforementioned people
Sure.
in 10 or 15 years, because sometimes I don't think all products that exist in the world were meant to fill a need. Sometimes I think the need was created by the product. So I actually think, because of the fear of missing out, I think people didn't fucking need Rihanna, let's be honest. Although some of her tunes are fantabulous.
That's the thing.
People didn't need Rihanna, but
I could say
marketing
that
and
I like a lot
PR,
of her songs.
everybody thinks they need Rihanna. So
Yeah.
how am I gonna, when I'm at my, if I'm at my 25th year high school reunion and Rihanna plays, you bet my finger guns are going in the air and I'm going,
Well,
yoo-hoo!
yeah.
This defined my childhood.
Well, that right there.
Nostalgia.
That right there. I didn't want to cut you off, but that was what I had in my
No,
mind.
good. I hope we all cut each other off. This is what
Nostalgia.
this
No, I
is.
just wanted you to like keep riffing, but in my mind, that sentiment was I think maybe third. I have a bit about this. It's about it's a comedy bit about defining the quality of music, and I'm like, you basically define your quality of music by what you can see being played in old folks' homes when you're of that
Yeah.
age. When I am playing canasta with my buddies in the old,
Yeah.
are they gonna be playing?
Yes.
true.
And
Pitbull songs
the answer is
All right.
yes,
in the
they
card
are.
room.
But that's
Yes.
different.
Then what?
Well, so
That's
to
different.
Kat's point though,
Because how
I
many
think-
songs are being played? Sorry to cut you
No,
off.
no, you're good.
How many people who are, let's say, getting into the old folks' homes?
Okay.
What are they listening to, right? And are they listening to it for anything other than this reminds me of my life?
Mm-hmm.
And arguably, are some of those songs or artists or whatever albums that they're listening to, could we judge it in a way of like, oof, man, the production quality of this song is trash. This song is just basically a kid's song, but you know,
Music was
maybe
a lot
it came out in the '60s,
different,
and it had an attitude on it, and maybe that's why. Whatever. I'm talking about. You know me. I mean, you know me. I always care about like what are we now? You say music industry. Take it with the industry out. Let's take music as an art form, going back to all the way back to Bach and Beethoven, Mozart. Michael Jackson is included in that for sure. I don't care what anybody says about who he was, but the art he created is in that. Miles Davis. We can keep going. John Coltrane.
There's so many.
Beatles. That's sort of like a. It's part of our music history on this earth, right?
Yes.
We don't know where it's going, but we can affect where it does based on what were the virtues and the values of those artists and those creators. What were they trying to accomplish? I honestly think they were trying to accomplish not just having a job and making a living off of creating music, but like giving something, opening a new door to excite themselves. I've never heard this. You know what I mean?
So let's create it.
I've never heard this. I love this sound. I'm going to work so fucking hard on it that nobody's heard anything quite like this. Yeah. It might be like such a primal, like, well, I need to hear what's in my head.
That seems to be the part that lacks right now.
Right now, yeah.
Now,
Yes.
granted, I just want to go on record to say this. Name the shittiest food you can think of.
McDonald's.
Okay, Kat.
McDonald's.
Okay. I can say I do not eat McDonald's. You can both vouch for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Even McDonald's serves a purpose in the history of restaurants.
Yes.
It serves a purpose. Is it a quality purpose? Well, no, not necessarily, but it serves a purpose. So even the shitty surface level music that comes out, look, we all know in this room there are songs that were top 10 hits that probably got made in the span of 20 hours.
Yeah.
Top to bottom, right? I mean, like,
Any Jordan Sparks song.
I mean, right? Like, so whatever it is.
I throw my hands up in the air.
Right? Okay. But even that song,
hate that. Yeah.
to some degree or another, like you said, serves a purpose in our musical history.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I'm not here to judge any kind of music.
Right.
I can, though, speak to its quality. I'm not here to judge McDonald's. McDonald's is fucking garbage.
I'll judge them for it.
That's garbage, dude. There's no doubt about it. It's garbage.
It is.
But they serve a purpose.
Yeah, I think it's literal styrofoam.
Well, right.
But
yeah,
they serve a purpose.
Let's and I'll
It's
just define
fun.
it.
It's fun.
I'll just define it real fast, right? It's really cheap, really fucking cheap food. It's on every
Sure.
corner
Very
of every
accessible.
drag, right? Very accessible, yeah. And you could drive through to get it. You don't have to get out of your goddamn car.
It's convenient.
It's convenient, and yeah. So
And to me, that's pop music. It's accessible. It's convenient.
That's the model we're still in the industry.
well,
They find a formula that people can easily digest. It's not hard to make.
Feel satiated because it's
honest to
salty.
God, though, I
Yes.
think people are eating too fast. And I don't think
agree.
people, I think people are eating too fast. You say you used to shuffle around in CD stores and record stores. Same. And once I shuffled through which CD cover was the most attractive, which again, let's be real, that's another marketing ploy.
It's all part of the plan.
Sometimes then this is an aside. The best music is with just a black cover. But oh God, what was I going to say? You would go home, and because we weren't distracted by 700 things, or my phone's going off, or it's making a noise, or the dog's barking, or whatever, I could actually listen to that music.
Right. The fact that you could listen to a whole album.
And also
in one
because cell
sitting.
phones weren't prevalent
I
among
love still
society.
doing that.
Because cell phones weren't prevalent among society, business was conducted differently.
Sure.
A lot slower.
They weren't
a lot
vying
more
for your
patient.
attention.
People weren't vying for your attention. And also, you could get back to your boss not in a minute, but you were allowed the 24 hours to go, I'll get back to her later.
Yeah.
This will be fine. I'm actually going to have my me time and light a candle
Me
and
dinner with my
spend
family.
time with the music. Now, that way it can be chewed if we're using the eating analogy,
Savored.
I can pick. Then I noticed the time that Damian Rice put into his folk song. Wow, he must have mustered up a lot of energy to create that song. It must have. Who knows how long it took him, but it's a masterpiece. But then, I think for as quickly as we eat, na 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 na, come on, come on, come on. Yeah. For the amount of time it took to create that song, I think that's as fast as we chew. It's like instantaneous.
You're right, and I think there's various kinds of people in the world, and there are probably 0 people in the world who go, I'm gonna make a nice dinner tonight. I'm gonna light a candle, I'm gonna pour a nice glass of wine, and then I'm gonna unwrap this Big Mac and eat it. You don't do because it's not.
I'll eat that thing in 2 shits.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna hold it in one hand while I'm driving with the other.
Thank you.
Well,
that was my point.
That too. The
I
simultaneity
eat
of
this
it. Yeah.
food not to savor it.
Correct.
I eat it to fill I'm going to throw down my gullet.
Yes.
While
and now,
scrolling through my news feed on fucking Facebook.
So what's your habit of attention now? Your habit toward food now is that food is not art.
Yeah, precisely.
What is your habit toward your phone now, even, which actually gives you art? Our phones has miles upon miles of light years of everything, of art on it, called YouTube and sketches and comedy and everything. But we still don't even give credit to that because while we're watching our art, we got our phone propped up on our dinner table. We're also eating food and talking to our friends and also on the phone with someone else. Mm-hmm. So now not even the art that YouTube gives us or if we're scrolling through the Louvre's online website photo gallery, we're not even taking that in. We're not even paying attention. That's why I think the next thing, now that we're behind the scenes at Lady Gaga's living room, I think something, I don't want to think this, and I'm probably wrong, but it's funny to think, shouldn't the next thing just to be getting naked with Lady Gaga? Because what's going to get your attention?
No, it's not. And
I agree.
This is a topic that we talk about a lot individually, and we've talked about, and the three of us have talked about before.
I devil's advocate a lot, by the way.
Do.
Sorry, everybody.
It's good. No, it's good for conversation.
I'm bringing up conversation.
It's good for conversation.
And getting fired up.
But to this point, I say the answer is no. That's not the answer, because that would be like the CEO of McDonald's going, God damn it, how are we going to get our people to light a candle and pour wine while they're eating our goddamn McRib? That's not their clientele.
Yeah,
it ain't their people. So the people who want more and more and more and more from Stephanie Germanata or whatever her name is.
You know what? Yeah.
They're not going to get it because that's not who she's after.
You're fucking right. Damian Rice, no one knows who he is. He's the Blower's Daughter guy, if you guys know that song. But he's also done a bunch of other cool shit. He's like the king of not releasing stuff quickly. And also his music videos are slow-paced, etc. And he's involved in a bunch of other shit.
He's very arty.
Very arty. But one thing he didn't get sucked into that another band, Maroon 5, got sucked into, was literally warping what they were, which was like this jazz funk
like a jazz band
fusion band.
That first two albums.
Now
really
he's
good.
Literally a Jamaican man.
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening? So talk about acclimating to. Yes, you're right. We don't have to get naked with Stephanie Germanata or whatever.
And I would argue, and we talk about this all the time when we go to some of our favorite restaurants together.
Oh, here we go.
Look, me as a music
food now.
Me as a music creator. Me as a music creator, and I'm on a fucking soapbox right now because this topic to me is like,
I love it.
It gets me wound up.
I don't think the soapbox is tall enough for this.
I love
his
it.
lip.
But you're right. I'm more like on a goddamn
like a forklift.
a stoop. I'm on the top rope in my wrestling ring right now.
Oh God.
Now, me as a music creator, if I wanted to open up, if I compared this to restaurants, now I'm a chef and I make creative burgers out of Kobe beef and I'm like daikon radishes. Like I'm gonna try to get creative.
How does he even know what that is?
I'm gonna try to
cultured.
I'm gonna try to add, and that's
because he's from New Jersey, North Jersey,
dude.
and
that word,
Central.
That word, cultured,
yeah,
is everything in this conversation.
And what does that mean? What does cultured mean?
So
at its
I'm
boiling
gonna now take this thought of an American hamburger, which when people think hamburger, most people think McDonald's.
Yep.
Garbage.
God.
plastic.
Thank God I
Yep.
don't.
And I'm going to go, nah. I'm going to change this shit. Now, when I open my restaurant, okay, fucking Dick's Burgers, if I don't get as many customers as McDonald's,
Cat didn't like the name Dick's Burgers.
whatever, man, then don't come to my restaurant.
Continue, Richard.
Richard's Burgers. If I don't have as many customers as McDonald's, that's not my competition anyhow.
Yeah, you shouldn't close shop.
So were you dialing
right?
that
You
back?
shouldn't close shop just because there are more people who are more likely to go
That's correct.
to McDonald's.
'Cause you could
They're
be
not,
in-
yeah, exactly. You
They're
know
not
your
my
clientele.
people.
Don't
They're not my
and
people
don't.
anyway.
It's
Exactly.
very easy to be intimidated in today's society.
Absolutely.
Because success, like success, at no time in history is achievable within freaking an hour. You could go viral in an hour or less.
A second.
Because success, and I'm putting success in air quotes, can be achieved, the perception of success, I should say, can be achieved very quickly, that the artisan hamburger you're describing could, during one of Dick's weak moments, could get a twinge of jealousy toward my overnight sensation of my plastic hamburger.
Yeah.
Or AKA a viral video. Why does Kat get a viral video? She's just a stupid comedian. She was just picking her nose on that, and now she's famous. And not only is she famous for picking her nose on YouTube, people are listening to her music, and that's heavy shit. I'm rich. I'm a musician, and no one's listening to my shit. I'm gonna become Maroon 5.
And just do what they do.
And do what they do and start acclimating myself. I forget why we got into this
Well, no,
subject.
that's my point exactly. Is
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
think as musicians we get really, like, it's daunting.
It very much
And
is. Yeah.
viral success aside,
And
'cause
I use
viral
that
success-
as just a very,
sure,
on the
but
spec
just take
heavy.
just take stardom.
Sure, right,
Okay,
right.
just because you're not a star doesn't mean you're not a dope ass musician.
Exactly.
Correct.
Thank you.
Those are not
Thank you.
one and the
Yes.
same. They're not the same thing at all. Just because you're not McDonald's doesn't mean
know
you
what?
don't have the fucking
Mm-hmm.
best hamburger we ever had.
This is how I live my life. Fuck Dunkin' Donuts. I wish they all shut down.
That is a
Okay?
useless pile of
Oh
bricks.
my god, dude.
We just
And I'm
found out
referring
that
to their fucking
okay.
donuts.
Yes.
Hold on, let's just talk about this. 'Cause
Anthony
we
just
had
spent
lunch.
$1,800 on our coffees earlier.
Okay.
He's such a coffee snob.
I love coffee so much. The more artisan you get, I love it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Now, is that pretentious to some people?
No.
Sure, and I don't give a fuck. Okay,
But they don't like art. They're not cultured.
Yeah, but you know what though? I don't even care about them because
Yeah.
they're clearly they're not interested, and that's great. And you go have your Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I don't
Yeah,
care.
that's for them.
Okay,
That place was not pretentious, by the way. That guy was passionate about his coffee.
I mean, yeah, sure, yeah, man, I agree with you.
It was amazing.
Yeah, and he had that cool hat on and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so anyway, and it was cool. It was cool that they roast it there. That they roast the beans there.
It's incredible.
But in the last year or two, the amount of coffee shops like Skidoo, for instance,
Yes.
right, that have popped up.
yeah.
I mean, it's like there's an infection and
Say it.
Infestation.
Bubbling,
of
incrustations.
what do we get when you get hives? It's
Oh,
like
okay.
hives. It's like you got hives, and there's this infectious thing about coffee.
One pops up, then five
right?
pop up,
Yeah.
then 30 pop
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
I'm getting hives right
not
now
to say that
from the
that's
coffee I
it's
have.
not a negative thing. I think it's a cool thing. And I've tried. Don't get me wrong. I've tried all of them that are in my area. Like I always get excited when a new one, even in a restaurant. What did I tell you guys? Hey guys, you want to go to this halal Thai restaurant that I just
Yeah.
saw? Because
Yep.
I'm on the lookout for things like that.
Which was
Yeah.
closed, by the way.
It wasn't open yet, but
No explanation
But we went to
either,
go
the
get
lack of
Greek food,
respect.
which was awesome.
Must
We're
be
trying
Paul's
to get
restaurant.
an experience out of just our food, out of what we're consuming, right?
That's a whole
So,
other podcast that we could start right now.
It's true.
Yep.
but I want, and we talked about this when I was at Kat and Rich's house, and I cooked for them, but we were just talking about their holidays, and you said that your aunt Rich cooked this. Just this is one of those cooks where
Eggplant
everything
parm.
that she makes
Everything.
is just like, oh my god! And then you're also not like gluttonly stuffed. You feel nourished. You know what I mean? And I said to you, I was like, does she love to cook? And you said yes. And I said, and that's what you get when somebody really loves what they're doing. They cook with love. You taste it.
Yes.
It nourishes you, right? There's
It
something
tastes
about that.
different.
By the way, you can't write that shit down to a
Nope.
businessman and explain it to him. He'll go,
Nor can you
what the
teach
fuck
it to
you talking
anybody.
about?
You know what you
Can't teach it
can
to
write
somebody.
down though? Fucking drum packages and loops and recycled
sure.
shit.
But here's really what it comes down to. My main point.
Yeah.
Is if I can have an experience, like a romantic experience with walking into a cafe and getting a cup of coffee, right? Like to the point where it's changed my life for the worse, because I will spend money on coffee and like that I shouldn't spend on coffee. But no, if you could do the same thing with a restaurant, that this is a new type of dish. Maybe it's a fusion of two cultures. That's interesting to me. And is the chef talented? I care about shit like that. Do you remember when we went
Very
to that
much.
one
Sure.
place
They're
where
an
the
artist.
chef came to the table?
Yeah.
We got those. What did we get? What was the place called? In Clark?
I don't think I
Or
was
was
with
it
you.
in
It
Westfield?
was Paragon.
Paragon. That chef
Oh,
was cool.
yeah.
He was
Yeah.
a cool guy. He clearly had like a
Yeah, he had a
style about
thing.
him.
Yeah.
He had his craft, right? It was great. Food is great. I've been there a few times since then. So, okay. Does that guy have a national audience? No.
No.
Now, we could say the same thing for what Joe Rogan taught us, right? Really offered us, and he's been doing it for 10 years. So don't get me wrong, it took a time, it had its evolution. But we're talking about this guy basically said, hey, guys, if you really want to hear real deep conversations, same with Mark Maron, by the way, too. If you want to have deep conversations with the people that you like, famous people, whatever, I don't know. You're not going to get... when you watch my podcast, you're going to get, first of all, a longer conversation than the 5 minutes you see on Jimmy Fallon.
Right.
With those same people.
Ugh, yeah.
So, and, they kind of like fake it up a little bit on
Yeah,
TV.
it's a
They're
shame
wearing
how
a
short
suit.
it is.
And it's an interview as well.
it's an
It's
interview,
different.
yeah.
I mean, it's so scripted.
I mean,
kind of
I
in a
like
way.
that.
Definitely.
I
You know what I
like
mean?
that
There's no
late
doubt
night
that
show,
it's-
but it's so short.
But
yeah.
like, apparently the numbers are really low for than they've ever been for things like that. I mean, in terms of cable, I don't know online, maybe with video clips.
You're
but,
right.
But Joe Rogan's audience is huge, right?
Yeah,
Mark Maron's audience
on top of
is
the world.
huge because they're offering something we weren't getting, which was a real authentic conversation with the people who are trying to get in the room with.
Did they create that need because you were like, ooh?
Who create the need?
Did the famous people create the need that I needed to hear
No.
them talk? Or
No.
do you think I
It's-
already needed to hear Mark Maron talk?
I think you needed it.
Why?
It's-
That's
because
what
I think-
that was my question this
Well,
whole
that was
time.
the point I was trying to make earlier.
I don't know if I needed that.
I think you do, and I think it's
I-
the reason
Well, I
why
have a-
these people are very successful.
I have a
because
question
I
then
did.
for you after this, once you say that.
Look, so when you hear a Damien Rice song for the first time, not now because you're already a fan, whatever made you a Damien Rice fan, you probably yearned somehow to get to know what made him tick, which further romanticized whatever he was singing about. If he's singing about how he's a fuck up and a loser for cheating on somebody or whatever, you're listening to his tune and you're not going, oh, I like this because I can relate to this because I am also a fuck up. You're going, holy shit, man. Some part of you is going, all right, I got to know what this character is all about. I got to know what about this on a deeper level.
I think though, if we're going ape shit over the artisan coffee and the restaurants, the local restaurants, and now with podcasts, right? You're listening to authentic conversations, right? Eventually, music will catch up and get the hint.
I agree. I fully agree.
And people like the major stars who aren't offering something like undeniably great. Like I think an undeniable great performer is Beyonce. You can't argue that.
Yeah, you
right?
can't. Like her or not,
I mean,
you have to admit.
Can I say the same for her, whatever, Jay-Z? I don't know, maybe. But I'd much faster say Nas. You know
For
what I mean?
sure, yeah, he's a
Q-Tip.
Biggie, Tupac.
But then, I'm talking about top shelf, top tier people who are in the spotlight. I gotta be honest with you, I don't give a fuck. That's where I live.
Same.
I ignore that. I'm looking and I'm digging in that fucking basement fucking
Into the DJ crate.
closet for like that one. Oh, there's one left of that artisan beer or that particular liquor. If we're talking about liquor like top shelf, I'm digging for that, even if it's one left, and I will hunt down where they make it just to get more of it. And that to me might be somebody like I talked about. I saw Jordan Rakai. You know what I mean? And I found him on this small little like drummer community that's on Instagram, which is awesome, which is so cool. And then I went to see him in Brooklyn, and the show was what I heard on the record. And I'm not used to this, but what I heard, the energy that I heard from his music on the record, I felt that live in person when I saw the band.
You're not used to that?
I'm not used to that.
In what way?
Because...
In that you expected or you never expected that?
All right. I love the Foo Fighters, but even they sometimes don't necessarily sound how they sound on the records.
Right.
His voice is kind of shot sometimes. I mean, he screams. He'll admit to that.
Yeah, nightly. It's like rough.
He's going deaf, I think, because his guitar volume is louder than anything else. This is after the last 2 times I saw them. I noticed this. You know what I mean? So there we go. We're talking about a balance of like mix on stage. Now you're a stickler for like it's got to be
Jesus
balanced,
Christ, don't get
right?
me started.
Yeah, that's a whole other side to you.
Low
right?
stage volume,
Same
please.
with Cat. You know.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's just one thing, right? We can't guarantee that what we're given on a record that we're gonna get live. But with Jordan Rakai, I got that shit live.
Gotcha.
Robert Glasper and his crew that he goes with, Chris Dave and I think I've talked about it on this podcast, but Derek Hodge on bass. They create an experience that is unlike anything I've ever seen. Because they're highly skilled jazz artists, right? But love hip hop. So they, again, there's a path that's carved. Follow this and you'll be successful. Well, they were doing that until they all went, I'm not interested in that, though. I guess that's that jazz world, that straight ahead jazz world. That's just trying to recycle and recreate what's already been done.
Right.
Robert Glasper was like, I want to do hip hop. I want to get into that world because I mean, like, I love it more than jazz. So then he starts working with hip hop artists. He gets a drummer that is like a fucking drum machine, can recreate. The bass player is somebody who, if you asked him who his wife was, it's the bass guitar.
Aw.
He has a relationship with that bass. Like when I watched Derek Hodge play, the intimacy between him and that instrument, he spent years of his life on that instrument, right? And he's able to recreate things in the moment with the drummer and create those hip hop vibes but it's authentic in its own way. It's something familiar and new at the same time, right? So why is it that Dave Chappelle is showing up to those shows? And Mos Def and Bilal. Bradley Cooper was there. Sacha Baron Cohen was there. People like big people who are
Notable
top
people.
shelf names
Word of mouth. I don't know.
are coming to the basement
Right.
to get a sip of that one little, specific flavor. So I don't know. In time, it's all going to sort itself out eventually.
See, I think
if you got really nothing to offer, like I can bring up the Pentatonics.
Wait,
by
I
the
don't
way.
understand your application
them.
of that story. What are you applying that to?
I'm applying it to
That
when you were
they're out
talking
there,
about
that
with music industry. Not like when are we going to learn? Is it ever going to be not McDonald's? I feel like eventually.
Oh, I
It's
don't
not,
think
it's
the
not
whole
gonna
thing
be
is
like
McDonald's.
the spotlight is not going to show the valuable shit. It never really will.
It never did.
never will.
So
And I argue that it should never.
I think
I agree with that. Now
contemporary-
that
yeah.
content it could be created in your pocket, by just taking your phone out of your pocket, right? Like if that ability is abused, you're gonna get garbage.
Absolutely.
Shit in, shit out, right?
Absolutely.
If that ability is like honored in the same tradition of like just learning an instrument,
I think there's a flip. I think it's the same coin. It's two sides of one coin, and there's two ways, in my opinion, to look at the state of music right now. I think you can either look at it as my mission as a musician is to change the industry standard from McDonald's to a quality product.
right.
Yeah,
That's one way to look at it.
I want the listeners to change a little bit, if I'm honest.
But here's another alternative. Number two, I think there's two ways to look at McDonald's. I think, one, you can look at them as a greedy, shit quality provider of food. Or you can look at McDonald's as every single day, they single-handedly feed, and I'm using air quotes for the listeners, 1% of the population of the entire earth. Every day. Very cheaply, by the way. So my point here is that even McDonald's deserves a place in, I don't know if restaurant tourism is a word, but that, in the restaurant food chain, no pun intended. If we were to eliminate McDonald's and now make Richard's hamburgers the new standard of cuisine, first of all,
no one could ever afford to eat
there's
a hamburger
no way we can
out.
make it cheap enough to provide whatever nourishment, whether it's quality or not.
Because an artisan is making it.
Because an artisan's making it by hand.
And deserves.
Right? So, and deserves,
compensation,
absolutely. And if they're using quality ingredients,
Right.
the only way they can keep their doors open is to to make a profit on it, right?
Yep.
Like so the fact that McDonald's is making a profit and still using cheap ingredients, you can look at them as monsters, you can look at them as evil or whatever you want to look at them as. But you can also say, well, they're also providing a service to people where this is sort of their only way. Like, people can afford McDonald's, and if they want to get a burger, they can get a burger for $1.50. So,
Like if they're hankering for, it's not your fan. I don't want that fan anyway. Like when that fan, let's just call it a fan, is like, ooh, I could go for a patty. I'm not going to be raising my hand ferociously, like, look over here, here, because they're not even going to consider you because they don't have enough money for you.
And more to that point, though, I think I'm equating, obviously, the metaphor is McDonald's is like shitty pop music or like just low quality, mass produced.
That's kind of what I meant by top shelf. I didn't really mean as far as the quality of the alcohol, but I meant like the most visible.
Yeah, right.
That's what I really meant.
And so, in my opinion, now that I'm an older musician, I don't want to eliminate McDonald's. Yeah. In my opinion, that's a fly trap. Put the fly trap out. Let the damn flies.
That's a good point.
Buzz around that place.
That's a
make
good point.
room for me, who cares about people who care about music.
Yeah,
that's and a good point. It'll make it easier for me to reach people now that they're not all fucking bouncing off the walls.
That's a good point. It's almost like. If the Dunkin' Donuts on every corner, if just because they're on every corner and they've saturated, right, the market for coffee and whatever. But like, I don't know, this trend of artisan coffee, if that really, really takes off like craft beer did in the last decade.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you might not see Budweiser on tap at many local bars. And I can say, and it's awesome to be able to say it now years later, but I remember going, fucking Budweiser. The girls are at this bar, but the bar I want to drink at, no girl would go there. It's because it's craft beer. Now, that was like a bunch of years ago. Now I could say that, like, I'm less likely to see that Bud Light or that Budweiser draft thing, tap thing. And I'm more likely to see, like, maybe a local brew or something. In fact, Montclair, I live in Bloomfield, but Montclair has its own brewery. There are breweries that are popping up now locally. I mean,
there's more restaurants and
we were just
shit like
literally
that.
at a cafe that they do their own roast. They roast their own beans.
And more to that point, years ago, the bar you wanted to drink at, there were no girls at it.
Yeah.
Okay, but I will say this.
Because they were also in college.
No. Hold on a second.
And that's, by the way, that's not saying anything. If anybody gets offended, I'm not saying that. Oh, girls don't like good beer.
No.
Did not say that.
No. I know that's not what you meant, but just to further bolster the point I was trying to make earlier. Now, fine, you're not going to go 10 years ago to a craft brewery to meet girls. You can now.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't popular enough back then, I think is what you're saying.
If I'm going to
stand,
stand here and drink, I'd rather drink good beer. That was my thing.
Right,
Yes.
but the point I'm trying to make, though, is this.
Yeah.
To the fly trap example. If you met a girl at a craft brew house, you're probably going to marry her.
Well, I mean, maybe then.
No, I'm just saying, right? Because now
More likely.
Oh, now like the trash people aren't in there.
Yep.
The people who are in that craft brewery are there because they love craft brew. You love craft brew. Now, the girl you meet at a craft brew house, you got something in common right off the bat.
You
Yo,
could both be pretentious hipsters
Let
together.
the fly trap
You're
place
so
down the
right,
street
though. You're
who
so
serves
fucking
PBR.
right, though. You're so fucking
Take
right.
all these fucking girls off the market, and I don't have to take anybody out to dinner who I fucking wind up hating in a week.
Don't get me wrong. I've had experiences where I met women with great taste in music, but I hated them. Their personalities sucked. They really could not. Could not talk
Nothing
to
is
them.
nothing is constant.
Just to put that out in the world. If you don't use that as a proper measuring stick for a woman,
Music taste?
Music taste.
Yeah,
don't you know? Because I've met some very sweet people, and they have like a wide range of taste in music, but they don't know the artisan shit that I'm into.
Sure.
But they were great because when I exposed them to it, they were like, "Oh my god, this is great! I never even knew this existed."
Yeah,
So
yeah,
anyway,
absolutely.
so there's that. But no, but like if to your point though, if I did meet some woman and we were talking and I mentioned like, oh, I'm a musician, and then she, oh, what do you like to play? What do you like to listen to? And if I slipped out the name like Robert Glasper, like I was just talking about, or Jordan Rakai, and she was like, oh my god, I love this album. I have a raging.
And then you hear,
I have a rage. Well, I was gonna be like, oh yo 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 yo. I have a raging. I have a raging.
Alcoholic.
Hard on.
your heart on? Yeah.
Heart on. Because like, oh my God, somebody thinks differently. Right. That's it. Somebody weeds through. I don't like that. Nah, I mean, yeah, that's there, but I don't want that.
Yes,
And
sure.
they found what they wanted, and that's a type of trait that I really like in people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish every listener was like that. If you told me I don't like that style of music because I don't know, you had a real reason for it.
But if every listener was like that, you would never truly get to appreciate that unique connection you have with somebody.
You know what I
I
think
know.
it is? I just think
I have
that
to
top
pee
shelf loud
so
pop.
bad, by the way. I have to pee so
Go ahead.
bad. So feel free
Should
to.
we just chat
Yeah.
while you bounce?
Chat, you
All
can
right.
play. Kat,
We'll
can
catch
play
you
my
up.
drums if you want.
Oh my God.
Go for it. Go ahead.
Don't I?
She's been dying
Well,
to.
I
man.
want to say this. I think because of what Ant just said was, he said, it's those niche girls that really resonate with him, and you said, well, without the pot, without the fly,
Without the
pop,
niche itself.
without the fly trap
Yeah,
of
yeah.
pop or whatever, however we're describing the normalcies of that, we wouldn't be able to have niches. I think the problem we're talking about is pop in general, which I'm a dark pop writer, so like I'm talking about pop like bubblegum shit.
Yeah, I've got nothing against
is-
any of it, by the way.
It's louder than normal in
I don't
this
think so.
generation.
I disagree.
You don't think the ad dollars
No,
are just pumped
Nope.
into that shit?
I think
like
in the
more?
60s and in the 50s,
Same shit?
there were bands that were. Go back and listen to the top 40 in 1963. You're going to see like
God,
Donny
so many
Osmond and like
bland
just so
white
many
guys, just
terrible
asshole
the Archies.
looking crapple.
Hey, sugar, sugar, ba,
Da, da,
ba,
da,
ba, ba, ba.
Lazy, lazy,
look,
lazy.
great
And it's a
tune.
great song.
Great tune, but
Yep.
so is freaking nah 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 come on. They're great tunes.
They're groovy.
They serve their purpose, but
Yeah.
we can't say the standard for mass pop should be the quality of an artisan song. It
and-
shouldn't be.
But again, like and Maroon 5 got sucked into it, practically becoming a different band. All the mass-produced pop centralities of our life right now, they're taking it to the next level by going, come into my crib. Now it's Rihanna's crib show and stuff. So
I think they
like
had all that.
they have, of course
forever
they,
and ever.
of course they
Different
did.
things.
But I think now, what you said about me and
We had like 9 hours now, dude. Yep.
oh God, what you said about me having a dire curiosity to get to know Damian Rice.
Yeah.
You were absolutely wrong.
I don't know that I meant get to know Damian Rice. I meant more.
I didn't touch the drums, by the way.
Damn it.
You weren't gone long enough.
I want to.
She was
God,
still
you
making her
pee so
point when you come
fast.
back. I know. What do you push it out, dude? Like, does it come out in a spray?
Yo,
And-
you did the same thing the other day. You better wipe that bathroom down.
When the levee breaks.
I don't pee on the floor. Yo, on not to make this all about me, but
Well, I want to get on topic.
Yeah,
but
we'll
ahead.
come back.
Yeah.
My old album. I don't know if you ever hear the song "Bring It Down" on my old album.
I think so.
The producer, he played a drum track to it, and it's got this like trash can sound to it.
Oh, really?
And we were recording my vocal, and he said as the intro was playing, "Sounds like a hip hop version of When the Levee Breaks," and we kept it on the record because we just thought it was like a cool, weird way to introduce the song.
I think I heard that track.
Yeah.
That was on the Nove.
Jesus.
Holy shit, that scared the shit out of me.
That's weird.
I thought the ceiling was gonna come down. I was like, oh, we're done.
But anyway, that's just But to the point, was it the Damien Rice point?
Yeah, you were saying. Of course, I'm dying to.
Oh,
we were talking
I
about
wasn't necessarily
artists
saying
letting people into their personal lives and their opinions.
I think
if he had a podcast, if Damien Rice had a podcast, I would probably make it an effort to not listen to it.
that's fine. And so I think what I said triggered like a marketing trigger in your mind, and
Okay.
that's not where I was going with it. What I meant was, you hear Damien
have
Rice
that tendency.
sing, what's the
This is not what I do.
whatever key? Dude, you're
I told you that is not on there, right?
sorry, everybody. The keyboard just fell off the stand.
The
gonna have to
keyboard
edit
is
this
the
shit
size
out.
of a Tic Tac.
It's gonna look like the wave is gonna look like a nuclear bomb.
You'll see exactly where it
Yeah.
was.
I actually can't even see the waveform.
No, there it is. It's right
I
there.
can see
It's
the
right
little
there.
blip.
It looks like a big shit.
That's
still
That's
tiny.
it.
It's like
That's
a big
it.
T-Rex shit.
I don't even know
one.
if we're recording.
We are. We're probably on hour 3.5.
That's one big pile of
But
shit.
the point I'm trying to make about Damien
it's
Rice is
4
that I'm
40
not
minutes?
talking about marketing. I'm not talking about welcome to Yo MTV Cribs with Damien Rice.
Oh, God.
I'm not talking about that. What I mean is that when you hear his artistry,
Okay.
you know nothing about him the first time you're listening to it.
No.
But there's something in his creation that's
Of
so
characters.
that's so honest
That I love, yes.
that I think pulls us in as voyeurs, as people who want to see into.
Yes, for
This
some
thing.
artists, but for me, because I know he might be writing from personal experience, I'm sure, but sometimes he might not be, because I do the same shit. I write from personal experience, but I also write from a character perspective, which the lines are blurred because no one, unless I tell you the song is written in a character, you don't know what I did. It might be a very hurt, cry, sad song, but it's about a friend of mine, but you're not going to know that. So me wanting to voyeur into Damien's life,
No, you're still thinking I'm talking about peeking into his life in like this Instagram sense. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, I
just know he's generating. Just to finish the thought, he's not. I'll never know how he's generating those lyrics because I'm never going to be inside his mind.
That's still not what I'm
You're
talking
saying,
about.
Though, you still want to, though, even though you may never know. But you,
Well, I think I just
I would love
I think
to,
she's I
but
think
it's an
she's-
invasion of his privacy that I know
No,
would disrupt his flow.
I
Maybe
still-
I'm thinking too much like a.
I still think you're thinking too much like a marketing side of it. And
No.
I'm trying to.
Unless you can identify how you think I'm thinking of it in a marketing
Can I bring
way.
up an example?
Yeah, please.
Okay. If I had a time machine, I
Yeah.
would absolutely, without a doubt, one of the things I would do, selfish of me, but I would want to go and be the entire recording process and production process of Thriller, the album, and just sit, be a fly on a wall to watch Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson and whoever else was involved. Just to see what were they thinking.
Absolutely.
Is this what you're onto, kind of?
It's closer
Somewhat?
to what I'm talking about than getting to getting. If Damien Rice writes a fictional piece,
Okay.
I know that you don't necessarily care what that came from. Although I know you
I
still
don't
do
care enough to know. I
Fine.
care. I. It is beloved to me because of its. Because I think lyrics and poetry come from a mystery in the brain that not even the artist knows where it comes from, and I have utmost respect for that. So I don't need to
Right,
know
so-
where Damien Rice lives in order to. Ooh, I get how he wrote Nine Crimes.
You're continuing down the path I don't want you on.
Okay.
I'm not talking about getting to know where he lives to figure out why he wrote a song. What I'm trying to explain is that when I hear Thriller, the song Thriller. There is something about that, like you said, the production, the genius of it.
There were decisions made that were deliberate.
Yes.
That
I don't necessarily want to just hear the song, go, holy crap.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, as I was saying,
Yeah.
there's something in me that yearns to be able to somehow touch, whether it's with my emotion, spirit, or hand, a thing that to find the reason why it strikes me on such a deep note.
We got on this topic from talking about what artists are offering via now to up the ante, podcasts and peeks into the creative process, because that's what the audience wants, as we're putting in air quotes.
Well, no, I think it came from Ant saying it. No, I think he's saying the opposite. I think
this was like an hour ago.
I know. I'm saying
Okay.
I think his.
By the way, welcome to our
Right.
friendship.
Yes.
This is what we do when we hang out.
I think Ant's point was
We hold on to grudges.
because I think now comedians, celebrities, and whoever else are allowing us to see these honest versions of themselves. It can be related or not to their art. I don't think it matters, actually, because on these podcasts that I watch, no one's on there.
That's what I'm saying.
Promoting themselves.
They're allowing these honest, on camera appearances of themselves, and I'm calling bullshit on it. I don't actually think the audience wants that. I think they want something. I just think it's sacred. I don't want to know why or when Damien Rice said, I want cello pizzicato here.
No, but that's what I'm saying is I'm not talking about that.
What are you talking about then? About him being transparent with his audience?
No, it's not about.
Or me wanting.
You're understanding what I'm
me
trying
as
to
the
say.
audience member, me wanting to consume his transparency.
I don't think it's about consuming
How about
transparency.
this?
I think it's about just consuming a little bit more.
How about-
Meaning, you hear the song on the radio. Holy crap, awesome. Now I got to buy the CD. Why?
Okay.
So I can hear it all the time.
Yes.
Okay, great. You go buy the CD. Now I want to thumb through the booklet of the CD.
Okay.
Why?
To read the lyrics.
Why? Like,
How about
you heard the song, right? So you want more tangible closeness to this artistry somehow.
Well, you love SNL,
Yeah.
right? Imagine seeing the behind the scenes rehearsing of some of the funniest skits and sketches that they did.
Blooper reels and stuff.
If SNL this week released fucking 5 hours of that shit to put on
Yes.
YouTube, would you consume it?
For me,
Would you be excited to consume it?
absolutely, because for me, behind the scenes, blooper reels with acting and scripted material, and me coming from a musical theater background, none of that. A lot of it is sacred when a director gets in your face and is trying to get that cry face out of you and is going like, try to reach down into your deepest, darkest nightmare. That's how you're going to cry about this character. Yeah, that's sacred, and you want it to only exist. You want it to only... How can I decipher this? I might, as I'm talking, I might discover my answer. You want that to only exist between you and your director from here on out. But I also think because you're portraying another character to begin with, your work is always meant for the audience. From inception of you getting the script in your hand to when it's on stage getting shot on stage by film. So I think we're allowed to see behind the scenes stage shit like that. With music, I'm talking with a lot of ferocity, and I want to tell your audience on BaDumBizz that I'm not a genius at this, so I'm kind of formulating my opinion as I go because I'm making new discoveries.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm not, I'm not an authoritative person on this.
Can I
man.
But I
jump
think
in for a
original
sec?
music comes from such a beautiful crevice in your soul that not even you can understand it. Granted,
That's all fine and good.
but a script also.
Hold on. But sharing that
Yeah.
is what he's talking about.
Thank you.
But
But
no one
here's the
gets
thing,
to
Kat.
touch that.
No, but here's the
no
thing,
one gets
Kat.
to
You just
touch
shared
that.
it, though.
No. Here's the thing.
You just shared that, though.
As you were talking, you were stirring up something inside me that
Okay.
sort of clicked. Maybe to better explain myself.
Okay.
So
And
just bear with me for a few seconds.
And same. I'm not explaining myself great too.
So, we as artists,
Yeah.
and I'm not talking about doing a monkey dance for money. I'm talking about we as artists who create. We're creating so that we can make a true connection with someone else, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not saying giving them what they want necessarily. I'm saying
We could never know what they want. Sure.
doesn't even
Yes.
matter. We just hope that when we're being fully honest, someone else is willing to take that into their own heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
To me, that's the definition of love.
Yeah.
And you know my thoughts on love. You can't be in love and be half-ass about it. So in my mind,
Shit, man.
if you're
So-
not being fully honest, not only with yourself, but with the people you want to consume your love, you're lying to those motherfuckers and you're hiding something, not allowing them to fully love you.
So to break it down, if I understand this correctly, Anthony's right. As an actress, since that's where my background is, I am very willing to show people me crying in front of my director
Yeah.
as my background. But with my original music, and I would say only because I'm not practiced in the vulnerability of that and having like 3 cameras on my face
I'm gonna tell you
while
why.
I'm creating, I'm not used to the feeling of being behind the scenes. This is how I made this song. This is when I cry with this song. Vulnerable with my audience until I'm on stage. So the behind the scenes of original music is a little because I don't have practice in it, because I don't have film cameras on me all the time,
Well, because you were in your bedroom.
and I'm in my
In
bedroom.
a private. It was, you might.
You're
be,
right.
You might be dealing with shit that you don't exactly know how to feel about it, but these are the feelings that are bubbling up.
Sure.
Those pencil to paper. Lyrics,
And it's
words
less
to
strict
melody.
than a theater concept, because theater's like, first we write the script, then we hire director, then we hire cast, then this,
Yes.
then that,
There's so
and
many
at the
people-
end there
people
will
involved.
there'll
Right.
always be
Yeah.
one
All you can do.
goal at
Even
the
if
end
in
of
your
it.
state of anxiety, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like, fuck, I don't know if I can pull this part off. Like, I'm really struggling.
Sure.
And somehow that performer, we've heard this. You could find any interview with any type of performer. I'm sure they say something like that. Like, oh, I was so nervous in that moment.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they hit a home run in that moment. And they deliver this great performance. Now, is it because they were a part of a bigger thing with many more like moving parts, and there was this expectation to live up to, and they happen to be the type of person with the tenacity and the can withstand that pressure? Sure. That's why maybe they're okay with showing that behind the scenes thing, because it almost
Because it's bigger than them.
almost like shows
Yeah.
fuck, like if you're gonna judge an actor's process, like look at this shit, because I'm here for 18 hours,
Right.
and I have to shoot this. I remember what's the guy who played Frodo? What's his name?
Elijah
Sean
Wood.
Astin.
Elijah
Oh,
Wood.
yeah.
Elijah
Yeah,
Wood
yeah.
and Sean Astin.
Yeah.
Do you remember the end scene in Return of the King? When did you see those movies?
I might have. Was that the second one?
For the third one. That was the third
I
one.
didn't see the third
and
one.
that was when Frodo went with like Gandalf and whoever else to basically go away and to kind of live the rest of their life. And, it's almost like It's almost like dying, but they were just like moving very far away from Middle Earth.
Right.
Because Frodo was just having a hard time being home based on what he went through. He just needed to be done with it. So anyway, he was leaving his best friends. It was so emotional, those scenes, right?
Yeah.
Well, when you watch behind the scene footage of that scene, it talked about it was like 6 or 7 hours of being in that mood, because you got to, right, as an actor.
It's awful. Yeah.
You have to keep.
It's beautiful, but it's awful.
Yeah, it shows a lot it shows a lot about like. Imagine having to. I guess the only thing I could think of is imagine having to deliver the vows to your loved one, or like propose.
Yeah.
For
Over and over
and do
for
that
6
tape
hours.
30
for
hours.
6 hours. Yeah, something
And be
highly
genuine
emotional
every time.
right?
So why does the audience love that? Why do we love to?
I don't even think. I don't even care about
the extras on
you know
the
what?
DVD.
I don't even care about what they love. I think anything that educates them honestly, whether they're acknowledging that it's it's an in-depth look at, oh, that's how that's done, whether they're interested or not, whether they love it or not. It kind of shows like, oh, that person, wow, that's inspirational. Like,
so you think it was the artist's
Could be anything.
idea or the producer's idea to create that behind the scenes footage, creating the interest.
I mean, if we're really talking about it though, like, what are we talking about? When I say, oh, I'm the type of guy that likes to watch the commentary on my DVD collection.
Yeah.
Like, when you think about that, I just did a nerd voice. That's what you think about. You think about the nerd, but that person is I would say then that person is now a lot more people now are like that, only because it's easier to do. I don't want to put the DVD in the thing and then do the thing with the thing. You remember DVD menus suck, by the way. Can we just say that? DVD players
cheesiest, corniest,
sucked,
worst.
right? They were just.
I never had an issue.
I always had issues with them, right? So anyway, now it's easier with YouTube. Now it's easier with the Instagram.
Right.
Yeah.
So because people are able to dip their toe in a more easy way,
yeah,
it's not conventional. Now they're like, oh, I'm actually interested in this. That's the thing. The common consumer is a little ignorant to certain, like, what did you used the word before? It was had depth or something. You used the phrase. And
Nuance?
Nuance. There we go. They're less likely. They're not very familiar with nuance. So when they're shown nuance, and I think that's what they're shown by when they're watching. When they're watching these stories that maybe some celebrities who are able to make an authentic.
Yeah, you can
glimpse.
abuse it. You can abuse the system or bastardize it, sure.
Of course. But the ones who actually do cool things to be authentic in those moments and actually be real with their fans or whatever.
I've definitely
Sure.
watched
I mean,
commentary on like Nightmare Before Christmas.
I've done
with,
it for
with
so many
Tim
things.
Burton.
Me too.
And I will say this: you kind of enlightened me here. I still respect, admire. He is shrouded in mystery, even with the commentary and everything.
Thanks.
Bless you.
Thanks.
My relationship through the ether toward Tim Burton did not even change after knowing what they went through to make that movie, etc. So I guess part of my with the music is, when a musician goes, well, here was my process. Whether the audience, the fan at that point, has no idea how music works or knows how all the music works. Let's just argue they know how music works. If I start talking about my music, they're still going to respect me, possibly even more. Maybe this is why we give them a little behind-the-scenes snippet, just not because it's relatable, because I still didn't feel related to Tim Burton.
It's not about relatable. Now, here's a quick example.
Because you'll never be relatable.
Here's a quick
You could
example.
just be fascinated with somebody.
That's what I like.
Well, here's the thing, too. Though. I think it's more than what both of you guys are letting on to.
Go ahead.
I know. It's like above me. I can't
If I
even...
come home from a trip, let's say I went to Haiti or something, and I'm like, I spent a week on the island. And I came back, and there was this little rock. And I'm like, Aunt, I got this for you. And you're like, oh, shit, dude. Like, really? Like, you don't have to get me anything, bro. And I'm like, no, man, and I give it to you.
I'd be laughing.
Right.
Actually.
But now
Well,
I go.
Thanks for getting me coal.
Sure. Now I say this to you. I go, hey, dude. So funny story about that rock. We were hiking along the cliffside in Haiti, and I was looking over the cliff, and we hit this gravelly patch, and I wasn't really paying attention, and I lost my footing, and I almost fell off this 100-foot cliffside, and I was holding on to a fucking tree branch. And I looked over, and I saw this rock that looked like a snare drum, and I said, dude, my boy Ant would like that. And I grabbed it.
That's
that
so cool.
fucking rock, you're going to keep that to the day you
You're right.
die.
You're right, because there's so much meaning behind it.
Because there's meaning behind it. And
So,
at the end
there
of the
we go.
day, you said, you did that for me?
Yeah.
I think that's what we get by watching behind the scenes. You see these guys suffering, and you see these actors and whoever else.
So you suffered for me to be
And-
able to portray that character.
Because when
on
we're
stage?
watching the
Sure.
movie, it's all selfish. This is for me. I'm consuming this. I'm laughing. I'm validating you. This is movie for me. It's mine. And then you see the behind the scenes, and then you go snap out of it, and you go, you did this. You did all that for my enjoyment.
Yes,
for me to
agreed.
enjoy that movie.
But you know what's weird? When I listen to music, because music, typically, I mean, now people have staff writers who just write for them, which is bull crap or whatever.
And no one gives a shit about music.
So what I was going to say is, because the actor went through that to portray someone else. Oh God, there was so much talking. I forgot my point truly, but it's when I listen to music, or when we listen to music, to me at least, the way I consume music, even Cyndi Lauper, who was pop back in the day, I never believed the feeling I got, never believed it was all for me, because of the way music is the person. Music is the musician's life story. Again, for the most part, until staff writers started to become a thing, and then a bunch of fiction was written and shit.
You're talking about, for me,
She keeps going back to like this marketing side of it.
No. I'm not even talking about that.
No,
I haven't even brought up marketing.
Yeah,
No. He's talking about on a primal level. You're consuming something always because of your. This is a loose word. Selfish interest.
Yes.
I'm actually talking spiritually. You're not. I don't feel.
No, I really am.
But hold on. I know what you're trying to say, and I know you're not. I kind of see what you're sort of missing, right? But I also hear what your points are.
Sure, yeah.
We're just trying to connect, right? So here, what he said about meaning. The only thing I could think to say about the meaning and how that relates to like music. There's a song on Radiohead's last album. It's the last song of the track, and he wrote it because I'm pretty sure this is what his wife and they divorced. They have kids. They have teenagers, but they divorced. They were together for a long time. He was probably broken up about it, and he wrote this beautiful song. It's very sad, and that's how the album ended. So the meaning behind that song, when I kind of learned that, I liked the song more.
Why?
I don't know. I
because he was willing to share that.
Do you know what it is?
Why? Okay, that's a fact. But what about his willingness did you enjoy?
No, here's why. Because
that's what I want to get at.
I also have like but my history with that band, Radiohead, they're a meaningful group to me because I've had very, very depressing times in my life where I felt so very, very, very lonely. And you feel like you can't relate to anybody. Nobody gets you. And because nobody gets you, nobody wants to bother with you. That was a thought in my head at a certain point. When I listened to Radiohead, for some reason, I felt as though these musicians, this writer understands that feeling. For whatever reason, I was convinced of that through the music and through some of the lyrics.
Yeah.
Whether that's true or not, whether they intended that or not, it's out of their hands. It became meaningful to me. Right.
Your interpretation of it.
Which is the interpretation, right? And that's art. The art of interpretation.
Which is why part of me, and I'm not going to interrupt you really.
Go ahead, yeah.
Part of me is like, because music, and the lead singer of Coldplay said this on James Corden's Carpool Karaoke, when James Corden repeated a Coldplay lyric back at him. What's his name?
Chris Martin.
Chris.
Yeah.
And the lyric was wrong. And Chris laughed.
Yeah.
And James went, "What? Was that incorrect?" He goes, "I thought that's what it was." And he goes, "No." And Chris goes, "No, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's music. It's yours.
It's the spirit."
That's why if Chris Martin, they wound up figuring out the correct lyric because it was karaoke.
But that was an honest moment, right?
It was a very honest moment.
Yeah.
And I thought Chris Martin, if Chris Martin was in here right now, maybe he would say, based on that move that he did, he would never tell you what Clocks was about.
But who cares?
Because it's whatever you want it to be,
exactly.
Matt.
It is.
It's whatever you want it to be. That's why he may not ever have a behind-the-scenes moment with Clocks for his audience.
But it doesn't matter.
But that's not. That's the thing. It's like okay. Here's one example. All right. Here's another example. Musically, right, where if you're able to make a meaningful work of art, and then because it becomes meaningful to others, that's really where the meaning can be for you. But when it really truly becomes in the culture where everybody knows it, that's out of you really didn't do anything. I don't know if you can't say that you single-handedly created that cultural meaning and importance and value. So here's an example. Paul McCartney and the song Yesterday. I might have told you guys the story. My percussion teacher in college, he got a lot of like gigs sometimes doing like, being in the orchestra and this happened for Paul McCartney. And whatever it was for, who knows. And anyway, so they had the performance, the concert was great. Okay, they're packing up their percussion shit on stage. The stage hands, we've seen this, they're wrapping wires, or not wrapping, I'm sorry. How do we say it?
Coiling
wire, cables.
Coiling cables.
Okay, standard. Okay. Paul, this is the 90s, I think. Paul comes out, he just wanders on stage with a camera around his neck. And they're like talking to each other. Paul's out. Why? It's not something they're used to. Usually it's like in the green room, in the car to the airport, goodbye.
Yeah.
No, he's hanging around. Like, this is weird. And they're like, what's going on over there? And eventually he's just walking around and he's like, kind of like looking at everybody, and he walks over to the percussionist packing up and he goes, and they go, Mr. McCartney, like, how you doing? What can we help you with? And he's like, I just wanted to get a photo with you guys. You guys did a great job. Fucking cool, by the way, right?
Yeah.
So they take the photo, and then somebody from the back of the auditorium, the theater, whatever it was nobody in there. And then these two children and a mom were in the back, and they start running down, and he's like, oh yeah, come here. This is a thing, I guess, where he knew that he was gonna like sign an autograph or something for a fan. So he brings them up on stage, and then he could have just signed whatever they had and like, oh yeah, thank you so much, bye, 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 bye. No. You know what he did? He bent down on one knee. He talked to the little girl who had like this Beatles lunchbox. He goes, what's your favorite Beatles song? Like when he talked, oh, you like the Beatles? And she goes, Yesterday. And then he goes, and he starts singing Yesterday to her, and looking in her eyes. And my percussion teacher said, he's like, I bawled. I had to go backstage and bawl or cry or whatever. And I thought like, wow, I mean, what a fucking meaningful moment, right? Okay, now that song now means so much more to my percussion teacher, to anybody who witnessed that. Even hearing that story, you can say that Yesterday is more of a meaningful song, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So, I absolutely fucking was thrilled to hear that story.
Yeah.
It wasn't a piece of content I clicked on. If I never met my percussion teacher, I would have never heard that story.
Were you also thrilled to hear? I don't. This is not funny. This question. Were you thrilled to hear that Radiohead song was about something specific? Did you get that same feeling of like, wow?
No, it wasn't a thrill, but it was definitely like something about that song seemed very emotional, stirred something up in me that I didn't really quite know. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then when I learned that it was it sounded like it was about his divorce with his wife. Like, oh, like I think some of the lyrics were like, "Don't leave." You know what I mean? Like, so then I was like, oh man, that. And here's another thing: I didn't know if that was factual or not. I just know that was what was happening prior to that album coming out. That he had to divorce. That was what was in the news, right? So I might have just connected dots that honestly may not even connect.
Got it. I thought that was a story.
That's your
my
connection to it.
Then I'm diggity down with that. I thought you were okay. I thought that was
you know
like
what I mean?
Staunch fact. That because then I was going to ask, well, did that make it less special to you? Because now there's no guessing what it's about or applying it to your life. Now it's absolutely about divorce.
To the point of the story, though, is like Anthony's got a personal dot connection.
Yes.
That has nothing to do with the song or the creation of the song that we know as fact.
Yeah.
Right.
But let's say that divorce was an Instagram story. Let's just say.
Right.
Now, for whatever reason, and I'm saying that I don't want you to attach any kind of PR stunt to this.
Or just don't take it literally.
Yes,
right?
don't take it literally.
Yeah.
Take
Now,
it how then?
Well, just let me get it out.
No, I'm
He-
saying that's how not to take it. How do you want me to take it?
Never mind Instagram story. He just knows from the news.
Yeah.
Tom York, correct? He was the one going through it? Okay. Was going through a divorce during the time that this song was released on an album. Because of the personal connection now that he has to Tom York's life.
Yeah, I already had a pre-existing connection to that band. Yeah, they already
Right.
kind of created meaning.
You had love for them.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You guys have connected.
I was stoked to
on an
hear
emotional
that even
level.
that album was coming out.
Right, and this is the point I was trying to make an hour ago about Damien Rice. Kat loves the art this guy creates. I'm not saying you need to peek in on his personal life. What I am saying, though, is for one reason or another, we as people who consume art need the full-scale connection in order to have some interpretation about the art.
I actually,
Or we like knowing it, even if
We-
it's not a conscious thought.
and
right?
so
Well, what I'm saying, though, is
we
the,
like to hear insights.
what my
the reason you like Radiohead is because it related to your life. You don't know those guys personally. We know they didn't write those songs for you.
It wasn't that it related to my I can't factually say that, but
Right.
I felt like I wasn't lonely when I
Exactly.
listened to that.
So
music.
Anthony,
It's
you
the
just
connection.
fell on the thing that I've been wanting to ask the why, and that's why I've been playing devil's advocate so harshly, but also trying to understand what
That's
you guys
the
were
actress
talking
in you.
about was because you and I, Rich, have talked about. I mean, Anthony was probably present during one of these shebangs, but we
Lot of shebangs.
a lot of shebangs. We have spoken about. You just said people want to know. People want to get closer to that mystery of creation because I actually think we as humans want to be satiated by how it all began.
Oh yeah.
It seems to me like
think that's
radio,
separate, though.
like radio. I don't think so at all.
think it's separate.
Radiohead has a little smidgen of that emotion, that feeling, that thing that rocked you, and we can't put words into it. But because, like you said, I'm not alone anymore. Oh my God, someone else feels that way, and not just from a selfish level that now I'm not by myself or like some loner. I think it's more of a connection to the universe, God. I know the G word freaks people out, but I actually think the more we are connected spiritually to other human beings and our reasons for living and our reasons for creating, and since creating is kind of like, I don't know, the theme of the universe, let's just say,
Ooh, I like that.
I actually think it connects our need to look into your creative processes, whether it's in your living room, in a park, in your fucking basement. The more we can observe and absorb your creative processes, that, let's be real, no one knows where the fucking creative process comes from, i.e. God or whoever your higher power is. It just makes everybody feel less alone. So if I wanted to know how 9 Crimes was written, I can guess how it was written, but once I really know how it was written, my fear at first when you said that was, now the way I want to imagine how it was written will forever be gone, and I will only know the truth. However, in the truth peels back a layer of God that I don't think I would have ever known if I didn't ask Damien how he wrote the song. Because I have to trust that creative spark, as it were, which I think is just that universe that binds us. Now I'm connected to a human. What is he, Irish? Holy shit. I'm not so alone anymore. A guy in Ireland feels the same way I do. Or a guy in Ireland feels a feeling that I've never felt. Maybe I should consider that feeling. Maybe that's been the void in my life this whole time. Maybe I should write to my mother, who I never talked to. By the way, I
that
talk
what
to my
art is
mother
all
all the
about?
time. That is what art is all
That's what
about.
art's all about,
And
isn't
that's
it?
so yes.
It could be I love this song and I don't know why.
And I don't know why.
And that and it could be those reasons which are very specific and deep below the surface, that might actually be the truth. But the person, let's say, isn't familiar with that side of them. And for whatever reason, that song or that moment in this film or this like dialogue in this podcast interview between these two people, whatever, they were filled with, they were connected to that part for some reason, that below surface emotion maybe that maybe is just not present in their life. Either way, it could be any of those factors, but that is what we're talking about in terms of meaning.
You're saying the emotion they use is not actually present in their life?
Meaning the emotion that they felt when they absorbed that little piece of content.
Okay.
Whether it was a YouTube video, whether it was a cassette tape. Fuck, Jesus. Who cares, really?
Yeah.
They consumed it. It brought about these feelings, and they loved it. They didn't know why they loved it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Those
I have
feelings,
all the music I've listened to is that.
And that's, maybe defining it for you, because I've heard Steve Carell say something about when it comes, because I think they talked about like, it was a podcast interview. They were talking about like the bloopers and the behind the scenes stuff that like I absolutely love to go on YouTube, or I actually have all the DVDs to all the Office seasons, and I would go and I would do each DVD. I would do the commentary. I'm a fucking nerd. I would go and watch the bloopers.
I like that shit.
And I love like when they're trying to do a scene and that scene, it's such a funny scene, but you see a different take of it and then they laugh and they crash the scene.
Right.
And that is even more meaningful and special to me. Steve Carell said he doesn't like that. It takes the realness out of those moments for him, but he's also an actor, so he is Michael Scott, you know what I mean, in The Office, Steve Carell. Like, I believe that he sells me
when they intentionally derail a scene?
No, it's not that that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about, like, yes.
when they show it.
When they show it. Or, no, I'm sorry. I don't want to misquote him. He said something about he doesn't care to watch those in other forms of things. So if he grew up watching Abbott and Costello, let's say, he wouldn't be interested at all and would not touch.
He doesn't want to see them break.
He doesn't want to see the behind the scenes working out of the final product. And
it's interesting.
The only thing I can think to make this like even more clear is like if your favorite band or musician or something like that, if you watch them shed the parts out on, my favorite drummer, I watch them practice on a pad. Like, actually, that would be boring to me to see them. Oh, there's that rhythm that he was,
Right.
Because whatever. But for other people, they don't want to see the behind the scenes because they like the final product because it feels so real to them.
I'm a mixture of that because I think the best chemistry, although in the behind the scenes creation, that is where the actual mixing of the chemicals happens. But the explosion happens on stage where you actually see the results of your experiment, and you can continue your experiment on stage. It's funny, we grew up, I think everyone grew up as far as film is concerned, when bloopers started, in that blooper culture where bloopers were always at the end of a movie. So for me, I was like, oh, that's just very common that these actors will break or like Jim Carrey will do something stupid to like mislead something or whatever. And I was like, that's funny. Haha, I like that.
Yeah.
But my innate reason and being is more like Steve Carell. And I don't know why. I don't know. I can't put an actual definition to that reason, but I actually don't want to see you fuck up.
I get that. I understand that.
You have a respect for the craft and a respect for the final product because that's what they intended us to be moved by.
Yes, the final chemistry, the final balance.
I think in retrospect,
the alignment of the planets.
For me, anyway. And it's not true. I mean, it's not for everything. I don't want to watch blooper reels of...
Law and Order.
Yeah, right. I was going to say like some of The Godfather.
Right.
I don't want blooper reels of Scarface.
But you can ask.
I'm just kidding, guys.
So why? Exactly, which is probably what you're getting at.
Yeah.
Why don't you want to see?
Well, because I think there's some things that are so intentionally produced to create this landscape that they want you to live in.
Everything is produced that way. Yes.
Yeah. All right. For the sake of the conversation, we can say everything is. But I also think it's up to maybe one of the reasons why Steve Carell doesn't want to watch an Abbott and Costello blooper reel is because those two guys were so revolutionary in what they did for comedy that if Steve Carell saw that they were just two drunk regular people, it might take away from their genius. I don't know.
It's like people learning that James Brown
Right.
piece of shit.
Yeah, like they say,
to
don't
his
ever meet
wife.
your hero.
Yeah, kind of
Right,
like that.
the phrase "don't ever meet your hero." I think it's not universal that you need to see the behind the scenes. I'm not saying you need to see behind the scenes of anything. By the way, I'm just saying for some things, I think when you truly have a holy crap moment, it can be even more special when you see a glimpse at what someone went through. In the example of they gave you a gift. I could have left that rock.
That's a good example.
Does it make you cherish it more?
Yeah, that's why I came up with that example about that rock. It
Right.
could have been enough for him to be like, dude, you went on vacation with your wife and you thought about me? Thanks, man.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, it's true.
But then there's a story behind it, and you're like, wait, you almost died getting this rock for me?
Yeah.
You could, it is so interesting because, again, like that art, universe, God connection about, hey, human being, you're just like me. Let's be friends. Is the world all not that bad? Oh, I love living on Earth now. It's not so miserable. I believe in that wholeheartedly. And then I just think of, again, I'm just using Damien Rice as the example, who, now I don't live in Ireland, but I'm just going off of things that are on social media and the internet, didn't go on a ton of interviews. So we were just left with his music, at least in the United States, with only maybe one or two real life snippets of him talking, but I'm still obsessed with him.
Of course.
Because sometimes the art can just speak for itself without the story.
Sure. And I don't think it's mandatory to have an Instagram account to be connected to your fans. What I'm saying, though, is that if you're giving people a gift, sometimes a little backstory to that gift makes it even more special.
Well said. So I wanted to have Rich and Kat, because they're some of my best friends. We have that connection that we were talking about before. We have with each other. And it sprouted in an authentic way from just working together. Like Rich and I doing weddings together. So many frustrating stories and moments in that world, but also fucking hysterical moments too.
Yep.
Funny little story. We'll make it fast. I was about to get into a brawl with somebody
Oh my God.
on a wedding because they had I think crossed the line.
Yeah, I think so.
They were about to touch my gear and like it was a thing.
There was a
weird
hurricane outside, and
it was fucking pouring outside. We were in a
terrible
tent. There was water dripping on where the drums were supposed to go. I had just spent thousands on this new drum kit. I'm not going to put my drums down. So I have my stuff to the side. They have people trying to clean up the water. And then they're also at the same time, trying to set up this cocktail hour table. But the guy who did the cocktail and cooked all the cocktail food, wanted a double-sided table. So he's telling me to move my shit. And I'm like, dude, I ain't moving my stuff. I have nowhere to go. I was like, tell me where to go, but I can't, whatever. He didn't want to hear it, whatever. He was being a real fucking prick.
He goes, either you move it or I'll move it.
And then I'm thinking like, because you were playing too. You were doing cocktail music.
hour, yeah.
And God
Right?
knows what he would have done
And
if you said the same to him.
No joke. In that moment, it's so funny. You can think long statements and have long thoughts in milliseconds. My first thought was, fuck, I'm going to have to get physical with this guy. And I'm thinking I'm going to get knocked out because he was a bigger guy.
Right.
And the other thought was, I'm going to be fired.
Right.
Like I have to get another gig.
Here we go.
Right?
I just lost the
Yeah,
job.
like that.
Just to protect yourself,
Go ahead, yeah.
you're going to get fucking fired. Let's just put that into
I'm
perspective.
going to get fired.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter if I'm right. I'm wrong.
Exactly, because you're
Right.
a musician.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then
You're the
so
help.
and then I'm thinking like, and then I thought like, oh fuck, I'm in this alone. And right when I had that thought, then you, in the same amount of milliseconds, went to Bill, our band leader. You're like, hey, take over, and we're like, it was like, hey, take over. He started playing, and this is how pros are. Because Bill didn't have to like go, oh, hold on, let me get my gear all together. He fucking just started playing exact chord wherever.
I played left hand, replaced it with my right hand as he took over that side, and then I walked off
So
the
he,
piano.
was
yeah,
so
he was
fucking
already
smooth,
he was
right?
already keeping tabs.
So yeah, because that was one of those things about the gig. There has to be constant music. There can
Yes.
never not be music.
God
Anyway,
forbid.
so Rich steps in and goes, "You're not going to put a damn hand on his stuff." And now we're going. Now we have two. So Rich and I, and then the two guys who were these cooks going back and forth to each other. And I felt so bad because the groom wind up having the kind of. He's like, "Hey guys, hey, he's such a cool guy." hey, why don't we got to work together. How about we chill out? And, he was, hey, just let him keep their stuff. He kind of like fixed it all. And anyway, so thanks for getting my back on that.
It, brother.
But yeah, like,
Fuck that
yeah.
guy.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
the magnetism of the trust on stage. The fact that Bill, first of all, knew where we were musically in order to take over Rich's right hand, but also trust that Rich is leaving the stage for a fucking good reason.
Well,
and not going,
I don't even
where
know
are
if
you
he
going?
knew, though.
It doesn't matter
But it
what
doesn't
he
matter.
knew.
I was just
he
like-
just trusted,
He trusted
that he was
yes.
going for a reason.
Yeah,
And trust
yeah.
that he's dealing with something off to the side.
Yes.
I'm technically, air quotes,
To the side.
off to the. So I'm like, but I'm like playing music at the time, but watching my friend's back.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah, that was cool.
The thing
That
with
was
live
cool.
music that people don't understand what they're paying for is that anything could catch fire at any time.
It's-
And I mean
that's so
literally,
fucking true.
but I mean figuratively.
That's so true.
And everything will catch fire. In fact, as we're doing your performance, we're on fire.
Yeah.
We're literally
Yeah.
burning to the ground.
Oh, like that guy that
and
was
you'll
talking
never
during
know.
your show at Rockwood Music Hall, stage 1. Like that. Remember
And
that
what's
fucking
really
guy in the
funny
corner?
is I didn't even hear that.
Oh, I was.
Me and Ant wanted
We
to
were
kill him.
daggering that
And
guy
you're-
with our
you're-
eyes.
Shooting him the
man.
rocks.
The next time that happens, you're allowed because
Yeah.
what will happen is what Bill did to Rich and what Rich did to you. If you guys stop playing, I would not go, guys, keep playing. I would
Oh,
be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
something's going down. It's time to gang up on this bitch.
We talked about that, and we came up right. We came up with some like we could just go into bits and start
Yes.
fucking
What
with
did
the
you
guy.
say? Oh, you
I
said
forget.
you. You said.
Oh, hey, what's your name, man?
What's your name and where are you from?
And then-
I'm Jack and like
1, 2, 3.
And then
I'm just waiting for someone to be-
rocking
What's
out,
your name
right?
and where are you
we're
from?
rocking out, and then I just go, "How's it feel?" Or you just go, "How's it feel, motherfucker?"
How's
Be
it going to be interrupted? You prick.
Yeah. Anyway, this is
Get this
Rich's song,
point
right?
across.
This is your song.
Yeah.
All right.
It is, yes.
You can buy this on iTunes,
You
right?
can.
Can you?
As I started to say at shows, you can find this song wherever music is sold, streamed, or stolen.
Yes.
Sold, streamed, or stolen. I enjoy that.
Anyways,
Anyway,
here's this heartfelt
here's
song.
this heartfelt song
called-
that Rich wrote
gonna go
years ago.
pet-
I recorded some drums on it.
Yeah, baby.
And anyway, here we go.
Show me your colors in a world of black and white. Show me the hands of a lover whenever I wanna fight. Tell me your thoughts of others, whether they're wrong or right. 'Cause as long as the sun's still shining up above us, it will be alright. It will be alright. Came up in a small house, in a room that grew tight. Had bigger wars and battles in that godforsaken town. Would ever let me fight. When my time starts running down, I wanna look back on my life and say for a guy who knew the clouds with a foot on the ground, that I did alright. Did alright. As the years wind down, I noticed the lies. Life took back most of what I had and gave it to time. But I keep you close, 'cause that's what I love most. I would never sacrifice, 'cause I could get by with just you and I, baby, that's alright. Yeah, that's alright. 'Cause I can get by with just you and I, baby, that's alright. Hey, all right.
Nice, guys.
Nice.
Beautiful.
This was fun,
The
bro.
drums sounded
beautiful.
tight on that.
Yeah, they sounded great.
Yeah, it's really hard to play that soft.
Yeah.
Thanks, classical chops.
Right?
Yeah.
As soon as I started
that's
singing
what you're paying
harmony,
for, ladies
I
and
heard your
gents.
volume go down because it's like,
Yeah, I mean,
wait, cat whisper sings. Right?
If you're not playing like you're in a library or there's a baby trying to sleep right next to you in your bass drum,
there's
Yeah,
so
right.
many. There's a baby
but-
in this bass drum.
baby
Get
Yoda.
political for 1 second
Sure.
before you wrap up.
Sure.
That's what you're paying for when you hire a professional musician.
Oh God, we
Yep.
have so much more conversation and topics we could touch
There
upon.
is a level of knowledge that
Yes.
exists within that musician
Oh, yeah.
that does not exist in many other musicians.
Thank you. I gotta say, guys, this is a lot of fun. I'm like,
We'll
I
be
can't
back
wait to
tomorrow.
yeah.
I know.
I can't wait to get Paul.
this off the computer so it doesn't burst
You know,
into
we didn't
flames.
shit on Paul that much. I gotta say, I thought we were gonna shit on Paul
You got
more.
about 15 minutes.
I'm going to pat ourselves on the back.
That's
I'm
pretty
going
good.
to St. Patty's ourselves on the back.
Hey. But I'm biz.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's so much more I could see us doing. I think we can go into like do some musical bits.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
like
for sure.
good impressionist across from me over here.
We could do whale sounds again,
right?
too. That was pretty fun.
We could do so much. So I'm excited to have you guys on again, even individually too. You know.
Yeah, well, that'd be
Hey,
interesting.
anytime.
You know,
Anytime.
if you guys
We'll
get
have a
late-
live drum lesson with Kat and Anthony.
We can
It'll-
have a drum off between keyboard
Wow.
drums. Ann can teach me patterns
that.
on drums, and I can.
Can I commentate like Best in
we can
Show?
get-
We
Like
can
the Christopher
you know what we
Guest
could do?
movie?
We could do an act of like the worst drum lesson or the worst piano lesson.
my
like,
God.
And just act that out, like yeah, and how you would want to react versus how you actually do.
Yes.
Just to keep your job.
Just
anyway.
to keep your job.
Yeah.
That's the theme of being a musician, by the way.
Just yeah. Please pay me. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks for
Thank
being
you.
on here, Cat London at Cat London Music. Yes,
Yes.
at Rich Aveo,
Yes.
not at Rich Aveo Music.
No, just Rich Aveo.
Okay.
AVEO.
AVEO.
The original.
And and Kat performs a lot. Rich performs a lot. So you can actually catch them on. Don't worry about me. You can catch them way more than you can catch me. Okay. I don't do anything.
Because Anthony
on
is too
Instagram.
fast.
Yeah, I don't do shit.
Well, most of the time, where you catch us, you'll also catch Anthony. So
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ready, guys? All together.
Ba-dum.